is the 2015 Ordinary Level Technical Graphics question 5, which is a transformation geometry question. The graphic shows the design of a logo for an outdoor adventure centre. Part A of this question is to draw the given logo and then locate points A, A1, A2, A3 and P and the line L, L1 as shown. Part B of this question is to find the image of the given logo under the following transformations. From A to A1 is by translation, from A1 to A2 by axial symmetry in the line L, L1, and from A2 to A3 by central symmetry in the point P. All geometric constructions must be clearly shown on your drawing sheet. So for this, we're going to first start by setting up each of the points, A, A1, A2, and A3. And to do that, pick a point. So have a look at the question and where is most of the space used. So this question is based around a box. So A to A1, we need a bit of space to the left. For A1, we need a little bit of space to the left also. For A2, we need space to the right. So if we were to keep the line L, L1 just kind of centered on our page and then operate all around that, we'd be doing okay with space. So I'm going to draw on the line L, L1 first. And I'm going to find the points A and A3 up here. So this is point A, and A3 is 60 millimeters off out to the other side. So A and A3. We can locate the other points, A2 or A1, 65 and 65, so 130 millimeters below that. So A1 and A2 over here. Final point that we need to locate is point P, which is located halfway. So this is 130, so 65 between the two. That's point P, which will be our center of symmetry. So L and L1. So that's after locating all of the points that we need. Next, what we're going to do is draw the actual object. So at point A is the start of the question, and it is a radius 30 circle. So from here I'm going to measure out radius 30 and draw that circle. So that's our circle, and the base of the mountains type piece of this is down 15 millimeters. And the top of it is up 20 millimeters again from our center line. Now the final thing is I need to locate the top of the circle, because that's going to help me find the apex points, the points on the mountains. So that joins down to there, that gives me 1. This from there joins back to this one. This line joining down to that, from the very top down to that point down here, locates the other point that I'm looking for, the other top point. So that joins from here down to this bottom corner. So we can darken in our shape now. So that completes the shape. That's the shape that we need to draw. Now before we go on, we need to locate just a couple of points on this. So we need a few points that we're going to move. I think this is one that we need. This point here is another one that we need. We obviously need the center of the circle, D, and we need this point up here, E. Now, do we need more? Yeah, we're going to need something for here and here also. Now, we can be smart about it. If we take this point, we can extend the line out where it'll intersect. So we'll take this point here. So 6 points is all that we need to move. So the first part of this now is from A to A1 by translation. So a translation is the object is going to stay the same size. It's not going to change orientation, so it's not going to twist. It's not going to flip over. Okay, so it's just moving from one, starting here, ending up over here. It doesn't change direction or size or anything like that. It goes from A to A1. So A to A1 is the distance and the direction. So we're going to take our lines parallel to that one. So if I'm going to take the line for point D, it's going to move the same direction as A to A1, and it's also going to move the same distance from A to A1. So A to A1, D to D1 is moving the same distance, same direction. So this is D1 here. So I'm going to draw in the circle. Point B moves the same. So same distance, same direction as A to A1. So B to B1 gives us that point down here on the curve. So this is B1. C1 is going to do the same thing. So we'll check that down where it intersects the curve. Here is C1. And up here is E1. Final point now that I need to bring down is F. F to F1, same distance, same direction. So this gives me F1 down here. Now we can use all of this information now to draw our object. So B1 to C1, just because B joins to C in the first one. C joins to E up here, so we'll join C to E up here. I'll draw it lightly first. E also joins to A. Now to get the peaks here in the middle, B joins through F until it touches the line CE. And same from C joins through F until it touches the line AE. So that gives us the peaks that we're looking for. And then the rest of the question can be darkened in. For the second part of this, from A to A1, so from A1 to A2 now by axial symmetry. So the line L1 is my axis. So all points are going to move perpendicular to that. And if a point is one distance on one side, it's the same distance on the other side of it. So few rules with our axial symmetry. The object is going to stay the same size. It's going to appear as if it's been mirrored. But the orientation is just mirrored. Okay, so it's not twisting, it's not flipping upside down or doing other things. It's just appearing mirrored. So taking each point, so from B to C, we bring them perpendicular to the axis, and they're going to be the same distance either side of the axis. So from the axis to point D, same distance on the other side. This is D2. And I can again draw my circle. Radius 30. B1 and C1 Copy the distance from the axis out the other side. Now it's already cutting through the curve, so this is B2. And from the axis to C1, it's already cutting through the circle, so that gives me C2 over here. E, again, is going to continue across that way. So E from our axis to the point, same distance on the opposite side. This is E2. And finally, F1, perpendicular to the axis, so perpendicular here. Same distance either side of the axis, so measuring from the axis to F1. Same distance on the opposite side gives me F2. And I can now draw the circle, or draw the shape. So again, copying what I did over here, B1, or C joined to E lightly first. C joined through F. B also joined, so A joined to E. Give me that point. And finally, B2 joins through F2, giving me the other peak. So I can now darken in that part of the object. So the circle also needs to be darkened in. The top half of it, so I can do that now. So use your compass, or you can trace over it very carefully. And same for these. Our final step is from point A2 to A3 by a central symmetry in the point P. So from A2 to A3 with point P here as the center of symmetry. So P is the center of symmetry, which means all our lines need to travel through P. A2 and A3 are part of the image here, so that's not going to change. Okay, so what I mean is our lines don't draw through A3, they go through point P, center of symmetry. So what we're going to do is we're going to take each point and project it, take it from its current position. So D2 is going to go through P2, or through P, out the other side. Now we measure the distance from the point, so from P to the point, in this case D2, and it's the same distance on the other side. So this here is D3. A through the same, we already have that one. So B2 through P, out the other side. Measure the distance from P to the point. Copy that distance out the opposite side. So this is B3. Now we can draw our circle. Do the same thing for E. Through P out the other side, so that should give us that point there. So E3. Do the same thing for C. So up here is C3. And the final one then is F. So F2 through point P, out the other side. So measuring from P to F, same distance out here. So as you notice, I did each one at one at a time. If you do too many of them in one go, it gets confusing. So we're best doing one at a time. So again, C joins to E. So do it that way, don't try to just draw it up yourself. So C to E. E also joins to A, so let's do that. Again, all likely to start off with. B passes through F. C also passes through F. And B and C join together. So just a quick recap on central symmetry. You take each point, pass it through point P, the center of symmetry, and it's the same distance either side. So from E2 to P is the same distance as P to E3. From A2 to P is the same distance as P to A3. So same distance either side, but everything passes through point P. Now you need to be accurate with this. Your points do have to pass through that center. If it's too spread out, then your object is going to change size. So the size of this object does not change. And that completes the 2015 Ordinary Level Question 5 on Transformation Geometry.